What's up, everybody? This is Edward back with another video. I had to do it different, do another upload because, well, all right, I'm back. So anyway, turn to the card streams. I'm doing something real quick, so do another upload. So let me keep it 100. So shout out to Bernard Riley. He had a fire stream with Angry Man. It had like 600, I think 700 at one point views. Definitely. Angry Man is gonna bring a crowd, and had a really all star panel on there. I showed up there, gave my 2 cents for a hot second. But look, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna be straight up. We in the black community, the shit isn't hard. The shit isn't complicated. We don't have a motherfucking social contract in the black community. And quite frankly, the social contract is low key being slowly ripped up across the board. This is what Ulysses has been saying. A guy that was married, the only reason he's not married is because of, a tragedy, right? Married to a black woman. BGS has been saying this, but clearly he has a family, as his kids are like, well, his kids either been proposed to or are married. So it's not like he created generational curses or anything like that. And the reality is that black men, you got black men saying, and we got to understand the difference. Marriage is marriage. Okay? So Angry Man brought up something talking about common law marriage, talking about marriage without a ceremony. That's not the same thing. And it's not that I disagree with what he's saying, but I want to be absolutely clear that dudes that are married with a marriage license, are are not gonna get to use like what Angry Man said as far as common law marriage, which is basically cohabitation, and be able to use that as like, oh, well, that's the same thing. No, it's not. For what we need to for what the purpose of this video is going to be, yes, that I think that is a viable alternative, but that is not the same thing as what these dudes are preaching. Because if these dudes were preaching that, they would say, okay, at some point you need to create like cooperative, and they would call it cooperative economics. They would call it something, but it's not. They wouldn't call it. It's not marriage. It's not. Marriage is we're talking about the legal body of marriage because that's what they're defending, right? So when he was mentioning that I kept trying to allude to that creates a whole nother lane. That creates a whole nother dimension where you have black men that understand that obviously if I'm having kids with a black woman, because everybody's not going to do what Ramil is talking about, right? And they're not going to do you just can't scale up what Ramil is talking about. And I understand that. But hold on, I'm doing something real quick. Come on. But and I think that, and this has been alluded to before, but I think talking about cohabitation stuff like that is a viable alternative. What the point is, he was talking about a contract, some kind of contract that's codified in some kind of ceremony that doesn't necessarily have the state necessarily involved. And I know dudes like that. I know dudes that got money, they care about their kids, that are trying to build legacy, that are not necessarily married, but they even live with the women that they're dealing with. I know people that are married too. In the NACA program, I come across, when I volunteer for it, I come across I didn't want to do that. I come across a lot black, obviously a lot of black folks that are married or on the path to marriage. So I see this all the time. Appreciate the super chat. Shout out to Dollar Washer. Yeah, it was an interesting day. But I'm not going to let niggas hide behind that. Oh, well, we just talking about cooperating with women. So y'all are really talking about not cooperating with women. No. because none of y'all was saying that shit. Only Angry Man brought that shit up. And most black men, most black men in the manosphere, you can pretty much get on board with saying, hey, okay, you need to be able to choose a woman, be good at, get good at relationships when you need to use them. Most dudes can rock with that. And you can peel off, because dudes can pump and dump until they decide not to. Pump and dump is not necessarily meant to be a lifelong endeavor. Pump and dump is really meant for you to protect yourself until you decide you want to get into something more long term. That's what that's more about. That's where you get people. And then when people talk about they're going to be lifelong bachelors, well, that's not necessarily the case. But then you look at marriage, and then a lot of these guys are saying, a lot of these guys keep coming back to where you are creating the baby mama problem. If you don't marry these hoes, you're creating the baby mama problem. Well, understand that, let's just talk about black men that are married. The same shit that the dudes go through, these women, the same reason they filed for divorce are the same reason they shouldn't have got married in the first place. They want to belong to the streets. Making an honest woman, you can't make an honest woman out of a bitch that wants to belong to the streets. They are going to either do that today or do it tomorrow, but they will do it. Jada is proof of that shit. A lot of y'all got these fantasies that y'all gonna have I don't know if her name's Santana, James, LeBron James' wife, but they just gonna be cookie cutter. They gonna know they play, stay the fuck there, and that's it. Even if you pay for everything, they not gonna do it. My point is, a lot of you all are acting like marriage solves everything. No, it doesn't. Marriage is just a legally binding document. The problem, but guess what? The bitch ain't binded to nothing. That's the problem. It'd be a little different if no fault divorce didn't exist. Because and these bitches had to actually make a case for why they should get married. Because then we can say, okay, niggas, don't cheat, don't beat her ass, and you'll be all right. Stay gainfully employed, and you're good. We can't say that. That chick can leave at any time. And they do. It's not like this is just something I'm making the fuck up. And what I hear too many dudes saying is they're just saying, well, just accept it and just work your way out of it. And what black men don't understand is this is where you get dudes to say, you know what, fuck you, fuck the community, I'm not doing that. I'm just not. And the truth is, you will never have enough black men that are gonna do that. Not in this environment. Especially if you add on the fact, because there's another thing I told SKC. I said then, because SKC is about marrying out. So he's on the swirling shit. So if I was going to talk to, and obviously I'm mixing Angry Man and O'Shea Duke Jackson, and I get that. But I'm just saying, then you look at O'Shea Duke Jackson, I bet you if I would have asked O'Shea, would you rather a black man not be married, or would you rather a black man be married? Hold on, like this fucking... Would you rather a black man not be married and stay an eligible bachelor, but date black women? Or would you rather a black man be married to a non-black woman? If you could only pick one, which one would you choose? And then if they date mainly black women, they're not necessarily they're not fucking out. I would argue most pro-blacks would say I'd rather them be like Umar. I'd rather them just stay in the community and not bleed the genetics out. That's where most of them are gonna fall. So when a lot of these niggas are arguing for marriage, you got a small sector of them, what they really talk, and I get it, that's the SYSBM argument. That's why I keep saying, SYSBM was never MGTOW, was never just don't get married. There's always been manosphere folks that have been not anti-marriage. And now we gotta separate the relationship piece from the marriage piece. Because I know plenty of black men that have money, that they not married to their chick, but they do cohabitate with them. I'm talking the woman they got kids with, right? That's not marriage. You don't get to put them in that category. That's a separate category. Because number one, you can't pay alimony if you're not married, but you can pay child support. It's a different game. And a lot of the older cats, it's like they still have been cultured. And keep in mind, some of these people are only 10 years older than me, but they've still been cultured with the way shit was in the stepdaddy market, where women knew how to cooperate. Women knew how to understand they were winning and let men be men because they were benefiting. These hoes on some stupid shit now. And I know people act like, oh, I'm just being binary about it. No, I'm not. The reality of the situation is, well, black women being like, this idea of black women, number one, women are having kids out of wedlock. It's happening across the board. It's not just black women anymore doing that. But I keep saying a woman is a single mother or a baby mama before she ever has a child, because it's a mentality. It is not based on you having kids. I don't want to bring Janae up again, but look at how fucking stupid she is, and she don't have kids. You think if a baby don't make these bitches act right, you think marriage is going to? And a lot of dudes want to believe that shit so much. They want to believe that shit so much. Angry Man said something where he said, and no, I'm not BGS A1. BGS will say, if you ain't got kids, you really shouldn't be talking. Want to be clear. But BGS ain't married. So, I mean, Jason Black ain't married. BGS got kids and ain't married. So this idea about you not being married, you don't understand. Like, come on, man. I don't agree with that. I understood where he was trying to go, but I don't agree with that. But ultimately, what I'm trying to say is, I agree more with what Angry Man is trying to say, and more dudes will fall on that, be in a long-term relationship with a female. But this idea of every nigga ain't gonna be in the boule. Every nigga ain't gonna be a millionaire. Every nigga ain't gonna make 6 figures. I don't understand why people keep acting like that's a standard. That's not the standard. And Angry Man wasn't saying that, but I'm talking about when people be talking about the high value man shit. Black people gotta start getting, this is where I hate to say it, I can't stand this motherfucker, but you know who I'm talking about, the dude that Y'all keeps talking about he's got the data. You know what I'm talking about. The dude that Tarita She was beefing with, the dude that was representing ADOS for a long time with the lesbian chick. You know what I'm talking about. He's right. Black people act like they got way more money than they fucking really do. And we always like to act like everybody making 6 figures or they making big money. Most of these bitches are absolutely deluded, and dudes need to start acting like, man, most of them need to just start marrying and dealing with other bitches. Because they ain't enough black men is making that kind of money. The other thing I want to really get back though on, the reason why I brought this up was the social contract piece. I really want to get into the thing that what dudes that want to talk about marriage won't really understand. There is no social contract. So what happens is everything becomes the black man's fault because there's no real social contract. Everything's the man's fault. If a marriage is fucked up, it's the man's fault. You just should do it. And if you're a real man, it's going to work out. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. And you all are telling dudes to take a hell of a lot of risk with their life. You are telling niggas to risk their fucking life on that bullshit. Let me be very clear here. You having children with the wrong bitch can fuck your life up. Jacob Blake got shot dealing with the wrong bitch because it was the bitch that called the cops on his ass. A lot of black on black crime, men killing men, happen because of the bitch you dealing with. Fucking with the wrong bitch will get you killed. So you marrying a bitch is not gonna, like, come on, man. And I'm talking about people in general. Because there was a lot of people on that panel where they wasn't even trying to be reasonable. They were just trying, and I'm not even talking about the panel. I'm really talking about the chat. Because my thing is that people always want to make it like, oh, well, you just don't want marriage. You don't want to be grown. Peter Pan. Look, man, get here. Look. Ooh. Look. The reality of the situation is, if y'all want to get on that suicide mission, then go ahead. But some of the shit that I heard, well, if we want a black community, we need to create black families, and that has to be codified in marriage. Yes, but you need cooperative women to do that. So we need to have like an honest conversation about that. When are we going to have an honest conversation about that? Stop acting like the act of getting married alone will solve the problem. It's not that black men don't want to get married. There's no bitches to marry. Not really. Not unless you really seriously talk about cutting the black community and just really dealing with 20% of black people. If you're willing to do that, now we got the numbers. But if you talk about 40% of the black community, you don't have the numbers for that. Not if you're dealing with ADOS women. And then you get to a lot of these pro-black motherfuckers, it's like you ain't marrying ADOS women, it don't count. They'd rather you just not get married and just keep your energy in the black community. This is so when niggas be arguing marriage, like marriage solves everything, they keep on acting like every rich nigga is married as if they got their money after they got married. It's bullshit. Well, every millennial. Well, that's because the millennials that are in that situation, the chances are they're millennials that came from money. But nobody wants to really tell that truth. So, and what triggered me to do this? I was listening to Dennis Sperling. He's got some female on there. I'm not going to call her out her name. But she's saying the same basic bullshit about, I was in a leadership course and there's no men there. And I had a daughter. It's like, because the dad, my daughter's father passed. And she was like, well, where's the black daddies? And I'm like, you're not going to tell her the truth because you don't believe the truth. The truth is, black women see black men as another race. And quite frankly, they don't want black men around. That's the truth. And you can't marry these chicks and actually expect to create a black community out of that. I don't understand what people don't get about that. Black men were married, were taking care of other motherfuckers' kids. And see, this is what gets me so mad, because you hear Rashida Schroeder will lie and say women want to get married. And then you really got motherfuckers acting like black men are the problem. Well, the problem is black men don't want to be in relationships and they all want to pump and fucking dump. Y'all know that's not true. Y'all know that's not true. Obsidian trying to make an argument out of an argument. It's like, I'm like, nigga, okay, you want to get the bitch money. I get that. But goddamn, I get that, but fuck. These chicks are not, again, this is why Kevin's important, because he lets you know. These hoes want a high value man weighing 200 fucking pounds. But they want a fucking high value man. And then, that's not even the funny part. Before I open this shit, I just it was a channel that I was listening to, and I might have to unsubscribe from dude. And I'm going to just say it. We just one of the dudes that are more closely associated with Nicole. And he always got like Kevin's name in his mouth. And he'll say, I ain't trying to start no shit. But I'm like, you keep his name in your mouth though. This is like the third time. Every time you get on. And it's like you trying to clean up the bitches that he done told the truth to. Oh, well, you can't say that. No, he ain't. You think Kevin likes telling these delusional females and waking their ass up? What a lot of people don't understand about Kevin is a reason why Kevin gets as animated he does with a lot of these 27-year-olds, because he's really trying to wake them up while they still got time to make an adjustment. But see, people don't peek that game. And it's kind of like, I'm like, yo, dudes can always get married. That's what I don't understand, why people are so like, well, y'all niggas, y'all don't care about the community. You know what, man? If that's the game you gonna play, then nigga, the burden is not on black men to save the black community. Black men have the least to lose I don't think people really understand that. Everybody in this country has more to lose than black men. So black men have as a group, has the least amount of incentive to put their best foot forward. Black men do not have anything to gain by risking getting married. They don't. And all of these straw man arguments y'all putting out is bullshit. It's bullshit. And any dude that buys into that, God bless you. God bless you. But you are better recognized that any of you niggas, and keep in mind, I'm not talking about relationships. I'm not talking about cohabitating. I am specifically talking about people signing a document. If you're somebody and you believe in cohabitation, then I'm not talking about that. And I really want a conversation to be had about that, because that's not the same thing. And I wish there's a whole, I wish there's like a video specifically on that, because that's not the same thing. Because there's a lot of people that would say you're still creating single mothers by not actually marrying these women and putting the document down. And I think there's going to be a division there, because, you know, non-black women are not going to play that game. So I'm not talking about that. What Angry Man said with that is perfectly fine, because I'm not in the camp that black men shouldn't get in relationships at all. But when people put me in the category where they want to say, well, you complain about single motherhood, but you don't complain, but you cool with that marriage. No, motherfucker. It's not. I'm not complaining about the single motherhood. I'm complaining about fucking the gynocracy. You don't have to have a child to be a foot soldier for the gynocracy. People don't understand that. You think a feminist is born once you have a child? Come on now. That's not the problem. And the truth is, black men were perfectly fine playing the stepdaddy game when the shit made sense. So even the single motherhood issue is not a problem. It's the entitlement. It's the, you got a kid, but I'm supposed to bust my ass for you. I'm supposed to work just as hard for a brand new Benz as I would one that's 10 years fucking old. That's retarded. That's the problem. I'm supposed to spend money in the hood of motherfuckers that want problem. The real issue, and this is brought up in the marriage thing, is this belief that you should give without getting. There is no law of reciprocation in the black community. There is no social contract, because black men have bought into the fact of that you supposed to die on the sword for an ungrateful bitch. And black men don't understand you get to choose which bitch you want to do that for, if one at all. And it don't have to be one of your own race. And I'm not saying that's what I would personally do, but what I'm saying is, this is my point, because it sounds like I'm double talking. Your women as a group have to earn shit from men. Protection is not a right of women. The purpose of protecting women is so women can do their fucking job as a role as a mother and raising them fucking kids. If you want to be a man, you need not be protected. Because what does protecting you benefit me? Me protecting you is for you preserving your femininity so we can basically raise this kid normal. Well, I want to do everything you do, then bitch, you don't need protection. You don't need protection then, because that doesn't benefit me. You having a pussy don't mean you need protection. I want to fuck who I want to fuck. Go ahead. You don't need protection. Well, why aren't you holding those other men accountable? I am. I said not to fuck them, because those are bad guys. Well, they make my pussy wet. Okay, great. Them niggas also bite and shoot. Can't take the good without the bad. Same thing with niggas. Well, no, think about it. If a black man was like, well, you didn't tell me these thoughts and these savages are evil bitches. Well, nigga, Darwinism told you. You didn't know you shouldn't have a kid with a stripper? Paul George, Drake, Paul fucking George. Black men are not asking anything of black women we don't hold other black men accountable to. Appreciate that, Andre Hatchett. It's just business. I look at marriage like a business, and I'm saying the contract is fucked up. Y'all think I'm joking when I said financially transmitted disease. Marriage is that too. And people will say, so am I anti-marriage? No, I'm not anti-marriage, but at the same time, I'm not getting married until, oh no, I'm not, if I ever get married, all my bases are covered. My middle brother's been with a chick for 4 years. I've seen her 4 Thanksgivings. My brother said straight like that, I don't know if I'm marrying this chick. They live together. And the reason why she there is because she's a nice girl. She's a nice black girl. Attractive. All my brothers date black women. And that's something we chose to do. Not something we had to do. My youngest brother's all of us are light skinned. My youngest, all of us got different dads. My brother's dad looks damn near white. My youngest brother's grandmother is Japanese. My dad's black, but we all chose black women. But at the same time, my brother is a middle manager doing shipping and receiving. He ain't trying to he waiting. He's 28. He know what time it is. And guess what? I've never had red pill conversations with my brothers. Ever. My young middle brother is 28. My youngest brother is 24. I've never had a single red pill conversation with any of my brothers. So everything they did on their own. Because he's not fucking stupid. And you know what? None of us got kids yet. You know what? My mom said he's smart for not marrying her. Not because she's a bad girl, but because motherfuckers know how women act. A lot of y'all don't really know where people be getting this information. Some of motherfuckers' mothers be giving them the game. A lot of y'all don't know that. Appreciate Andre Hatchett. Make sure you check out Andre Hatchett. If you want to check out some shit outside of the fuckery, Andre has some very, very killer interviews. I would definitely love to see Andre and Kevin Samuels do an interview together. Same thing with Andre and Master Teacher One. Obviously, Andre had the notary school. If you all are looking for a cash hustle to get done, guess what? It's harder than ever to get business done nowadays. So really, honestly, with this COVID shit, that notary school shit actually probably be more valuable than it normally is. If for nothing else, people need to get shit done, and everybody ain't always trying to do it. And people would rather do stuff more, call people there than walk in a business office. So definitely check out his notary school. That, obviously is more than enough testimonials in there. I just want to promote that because, promote it. I would did that anyway, but, appreciate the $5. Appreciate that, Michael Green. Yeah, it's raining. It's raining hard. But at the end of the day, what's up, Irie? I don't care what any of y'all do. You think I know quite a few brothers that are married. I have never, ever, 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 ever. And I'm talking dudes my age. You will never see me come out there and scoff and throw some red pill shit at that. You never, because I'm not going to do that. Because at the end of the day, that's their choice. That's their choice. By the way, where the fuck is Mr. Fantastic too? Because he's married. So I know these motherfuckers can't talk shit to him because he is married. Meg Thee Stallion doing the depth. Man, I ain't sweating Meg Thee Stallion. I'm not sweating. Number one, Meg, I like. Anyway, let's bring it back live. Answer some of y'all questions. No, but that's the main thing of the story. Like Angry Man probably had the most. Like obviously it was his show, but the thing about the cohabitation relationships, I want to be clear. That's not what I think a lot of us are talking about. We're talking about that fucking license. That's what we're talking about. Because a lot of dudes are getting accused of being extra MGTOW that are not really trying to be talking about MGTOW. We're talking about the license. We're not talking about you cohabitating with people. Well, you created single, my man, get the fuck out of here. What's up, Tap Man Clan? Looks, basis, going to reset, remix of the car. I mean, y'all got to understand this shit happens in the manosphere. And I welcome the debate. Things are changing, but guess what, man? Like a lot of dudes, you know, women ain't changing. So the reality is, if y'all want to buy into the hope, go ahead and do that. I hope it works out for you. I really do. Yeah, that may have happened, but you know what though? It ain't like she fucking out like LeBron is. And I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, what's she gonna do? Her job is to not make him look bad and not do goofy shit. And I give LeBron credit because his mama is really not respectable. I'm gonna leave it at that. That is true, Drunker Cat. They do care what these women think. Tone Talks, yeah, that's the dude. Tone Talks is true. Tone Talk is, I hate his anti-capitalism rhetoric, but Tone Talks is not wrong about how black people have an inflated sense of how much money they have. And that's black men and black women. And my thing is, dudes are making it like marriage, and even Bernard had to check that. Because you got dudes that you can say, they're saying shit that ain't true. It's like, yeah, man, you get married, and that now we're gonna pretend like you ain't really at risk. You know, with divorce. I'm like, all right, man. I mean, if y'all want to do what y'all want to do, go ahead and do it. I'm not like, my thing is, I'm not gonna be out here shaming niggas for getting married. As far as I'm concerned, just like you don't see me shaming black women for fucking hopping on dicks. My thing is, don't come back and say it's black men's fault you did it. And for black men to get married, don't come back and say you were deluded into getting married. You did what you wanted to do. I mean, Xanatos. The truth that a lot of people are trying to say now is I'm really starting to believe the dudes are trying to say if you can't be pro-black unless you in a relationship with a black woman. Now that's why I'm really starting to see that be alluded to. You can't be pro-black and be a bachelor. Or you need to shut the fuck up if you a bachelor. Exactly, Keith. You can't afford to be divorced. You can't afford to be married. Oh, well, that's Paul George's fault. I mean, I would have told that bitch not to abort. Number one, I remember what I told y'all about Kobe, Jim Rat. Kobe gave his wife $5 million. I was like, you gave her money because she got half. She decided to stay, and kudos to her. She stuck it in because she understood that she understood that when he put her out there like that with the dumb shit he did, whoo, she knew she had a soulmate for life at that point because you know Kobe was like, yeah, I'm committing because this bitch could have cut me up, and she stuck in. Oh, I'm in, and he never did that shit again. What's up, Rael? Okay. I never heard you say that, Rael. Rael, okay. But that completely changed the context of what you're talking about. Because as far as I'm concerned, it ain't marriage. Technically, a lot of black men will say you create single mothers. if you ain't got a state license. It don't. A lot of black men will say it don't fucking count. That's not the same thing. So yeah. So that completely. Yeah. That's not the same thing, man. Man, please, Rael, man, Irene was because of them titties. Let's stop lying. Them titties got his faces being then her titties got drafted. That's all that was. Damn, y'all coming with the money. I appreciate that, Michael Neal. Yeah, I mean, I'm done with Janado. Yeah. I ain't want to start nothing, nigga. I ain't want to start nothing on my doggy dog. Be like, see you niggas with daughters, now you niggas with kids, you compromise. Y'all want to say I'm the problem, you niggas the problem. You niggas with daughters. You niggas with daughters, you niggas are compromised. You niggas with kids. Nah, I mean, it is what it is. Black men tried to draft them titties, man. And Irene's another one that likes to show her, like, man, look, if you only see a chick got a cute face in the chest and you don't never see below that's a tell, guys. No, I hear you, Rael, but when I hear marriage, I hear state license. Let's stop acting like these dudes are like, come on. If a dude say I'm married and then you ain't got a state license, most people say you full of shit. Appreciate that, Latrell. And I appreciate y'all donating, man. Y'all coming heavy. And by the way, a lot of this shit is low-key blue pill, because if this shit really went to the next level, a lot of dudes will be comparing a lot of dudes that if you ain't actively in an active relationship, they gonna start calling you out your name, talk about questioning your sexuality or some shit. Black people, like dudes, like the blue pill manifests in very interesting ways. And you always have to be like on guard for that shit. Well, man, Xanatos, you remember as well as I remember when Preem and King Sigma used to get real mad when I used to call him out. I used to say, look, man, I've always said that about Obsidian. I've always said, look, man, I agree with a lot of stuff he say, but remember, I'm agreeing with what I agree with, and what I don't. But a lot of y'all be like, oh man, he's the second coming. And then I saw that shit a long time ago. And then people are like, oh, well, I'm just hating. Oh, okay. All right. Whatever. You'll fit. And what did I say then, Xanatos? I said, y'all find out, give it a year. I said that. This was on Bernard Riley's. Bernard Riley did a one-on-one with Angry Man. And it was lit. Oh yeah, shout out to Jada Black for that. I was going through that video when I decided to open this up. I mean, but dude, like, look, Niecy Nash is over 50. I mean, we gotta like the thing about it is what you seeing is these women, like not these women in that category. That's some loser ass shit. I got a lot of female cousins, and I will bring up shit like that, and I'll be like, that's some loser ass shit. Like that bitch has failed. Nicki Minaj has failed. I'm not Rihanna. Rihanna's on the path, but really, Rihanna's like, if I can't have Chris Brown, I'm just holding it out. Keisha Cole has failed. LaToya Luckett has failed. These women had fame, they had everything, and they failed. And it is in relationships, and that's fine, whatever. Motherfuckers used to say that shit. They used to act like that. I'm gonna say this and then I'm hopping off. Well, my thing is, people want to say, well, you know, one of the things that annoyed me is when Obsidian kept asking Ramil about your life plan. And I'm like, Obsidian, stop acting like most black, like 90% of black men that are married don't have a fucking life plan. Let's stop acting like black men, like I would argue that 30 to 40% of black men in marriages are in submissive marriages where they bitch run them. Let's stop acting like all black men are married to patriarchs. Most of them actually aren't. Let's cut the bullshit. This nigga asked Ramil, what's your life plan? Nigga, what's your life plan? I'm like, Obsidian, you the main nigga talking about I refuse to get married to a homely looking bitch. So what are you talking about now? Now you telling other niggas they need to sacrifice? They talking about? Well, I just want to have a conversation about, you know, come on, man. Exactly, dog eat dog. This is fucked up, but you know what that sounds like? Imagine if Anthony Brian Logan and Brandon Tatum said, you need to assimilate. The problem isn't white supremacy. The problem is you need to stop acting black. That's what marriage is to what we talking about. The problem isn't the laws. The problem isn't the culture. The problem is your ass don't want to get married. That's the issue. Now, you know what we call niggas that talk like Anthony Brian Logan and Brandon Tatum. Don't believe me? Go look at the tape. And even then, black men don't get credit. Anyway, y'all, I appreciate it. I was going to see if I could kind of wait out this rain, but clearly I can't. All right, man, so I'm going to head out. So with that being said, I appreciate the super chats. Let me reread the super chats. You got, you know, Andre Hatchett. Like I said, check out his notary school. Check out Andre Hatchett has a kick-ass channel, man. Like, if you want some good interviews with some good brothers, shit, I want to ask them brothers, are you niggas married? The ones that got apartment complexes and all of that. But shout out to Michael Green Sr., obviously Dollar Watcher. Talk about Interstate Day in the Manosphere. Michael Neal for appreciate what I'm saying on solo shit. Doggy Dog. Latrell Pollard with the most money, which is much appreciated. Doggy Dog with that strong $2 plus 5. Every little bit helps. Y'all definitely helping the channel to grow. And make sure y'all get them likes up if y'all already haven't. That definitely does help. And with that being said, I'm about to get in this rain and piss myself off and get wet. With that being said, y'all, this is Edward signing off. Oh, hold on. Sanato said, after seeing how I want to wind over hoes, but be a lard-ass crowd reacted to me. I got something for them, especially after they've been hijacking the thinking black man. No, Rael, yes, he did. I swear, I'm not over-exaggerating. He did it like 3 times. He said, he asked Ramil what was Ramil's life plan as far as how Ramil wants to divvy assets. Now, to be fair, Obsidian did give him an answer talking about foundations and shit like that. But there was really a double meaning in when he was saying that. That yes, he did, Rael. And then after because he was really trying to say that he acts like bachelors don't think shit through, as if married motherfuckers do. And what we really have is we have 99% of married people taking credit for like what 1%, like the 2% do that married. I mean, I try to stay away from beefs, to be honest. I hear you, but it's like a lot of these little war of roses going on in the manosphere. God. Yeah, that's true, Latrell. Anyway, y'all. Black Jim Rat says black women don't believe in the social crime until they need protection. You're absolutely right. And the thing about it is, what annoys me about this shit is, it'd be different if black women, if black women were coming at us in good faith. Black women are not coming at us in good faith. Black women are coming at us with the same bullshit, just a new brand. And it's like, these hoes ain't changed shit. So why the fuck? I'm like, are you serious? And that nigga, it's like dudes are trying to negotiate their own surrender. And I'm like, if you want to get married, get married. You're not going to hear none of me talk shit. But just, hey, I don't give a shit. I'm telling you what I'm not going to. I've always told you. I'm telling you what the fuck I'm not doing or I'm doing. I don't give a shit if any of y'all do it. Anyway, with that being said, like I said, this is Edward signing off. Peace.